the more we experience hardship under the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the more we remember the sacred words of Pa Ayo Adebanjo, now of blessed memory, who said during the presidential election of 2023 that if Peter Obi does not win this election, Nigeria is finished. And now, what is left of Nigeria? Fuel subsidy is gone. Electricity subsidy is gone. There is no water anyway, so nobody talks about water subsidy. Even the electricity subsidy is just mentioned. Electricity is hardly available, is scarcely available. And now, even kerosene subsidy is gone. Gas subsidy is gone because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has escalated the prices under the guise of removing subsidies. Even fuel that Nigeria can never subsidize as long as Nigeria is living on fuel money, or you want to call it petroleum money. So it's easier to destroy than to build. Of course, the degradation and retrogression of Nigeria did not start under the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but rather than assuage the retrogression and degradation, he worsened the situation by using fraudulent language. Fuel subsidy is gone. To where? From where? To start with. So, but what are we to say? Pa Ayo Adebanjo, who has been with, who has known Bola Ahmed Tinubu since he was a young man. Since Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a young man, Pa Ayo Adebanjo knew him. Pa Adebanjo was one of the elders in Afenifere who chose Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be the gubernatorial candidate of the Alliance for Democracy in 1999, and having become the governor of Lagos State, he abandoned the Afenifere elders who chose him to contest in the name of the party. So, Pa Ayo Adebanjo spoke from experience, personal experience of who Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. And now, Pa Ayo Adebanjo has been justified. If Peter Obi does not win this presidential election, Nigeria is gone. Knowing that it was either Peter Obi or Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he foresaw the outcome should Peter Obi lose. And now we are seeing the outcome. We are experiencing the outcome in the hardship created by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who himself pronounced on the very day he was enthroned as Nigeria's president. He said the non-existent fuel subsidy is gone, which was an excuse for escalating the price of fuel And rather than using fuel subsidy, if there was one, to augment life for Nigerians, he said subsidies of everything is gone. Electricity, gas, kerosene, food, education, mention it. Here we are. No, this is not something we can say once and for all. No, we have to keep reminding ourselves that people who knew Bola Ahmed Tinubu already told us that if he was elected the president, Nigeria is finished. And that is the case. That is the case. Go to town and study poverty and hardship in Nigeria. Try to examine how Nigerians are surviving. As parents, as children, as students, as workers who go to work, who have to live and sustain their families and their dependents, including aged parents and grandparents, dependents. Rather than giving workers living wage, Bola Ahmed Tinubu says he is transferring funds to indigent households. So now, how many indigent households are being remunerated on monthly basis? How many indigent households? And that poor students should come for loan. Indigent students should come for loan. With the situation he has created financially for Nigerians, how many students are not indigent? And I keep asking, what percentage of Nigerian students is not indigent? We are in the universities, we are in schools, and we can see how teachers and students are managing, are coping, are struggling. Workers and others managing to survive. Life is just not easy. We need not deceive ourselves. And some people think it must continue like this. So they continue to troop into the All Progressives Congress of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when you examine them, they are chieftains in church and mosques. Not just in their political parties, but also in their churches and mosques. You have not seen where Muslims say they are organizing prayers for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to succeed. So they didn't pray for Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, who started the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. They didn't pray for Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, including prayer warriors, charismatic prayer warriors for what is his name? Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan. How did he end? Squandered 4 years fighting Boko Haram. Bloody. Yes, the bloodiest wars against Boko Haram happened under Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari, those started by Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. And now, unabated under the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who, like Jonathan and Buhari, vowed to continue the war and to continue protection of herdsmen terrorists. So, what is left? Businesses are folding up. uh, businesses are relocating from Nigeria. Bankruptcy has become the order of the day. Shrinking businesses. That's what. So Nigeria is gone, or Nigeria is finished. Whichever way Pa Ayo Adebanjo puts it, it is happening. Because whether I said Nigeria is gone or Nigeria is finished, what is left? Even the electricity is shrinking. Every now and then the national grid collapse. That constancy of national grid collapsing, I can't remember when we have ever had such experience. So Nigerians, if Peter Obi does not win this presidential election, Nigeria is finished. And Tinubu himself got the microphone for the first time as Nigeria president and said fuel subsidy is gone. And before 2 or 3 weeks, the electricity subsidy is going and now gone, together with other subsidies, including education subsidy. Despite having petroleum in abundance in Nigeria, despite being a member of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. This is shame. Unbridled exploitation. And you say the military must not intervene. So Nigerians, if the military must not intervene to correct the current anomaly, the current dictatorship, the current exploitation of a few, the few in the National Assembly, in the presidency, in government, are getting fatter and fatter, while the rest of us are getting leaner and leaner. So if the military must not intervene, there is no other way than for Nigerians to rally around a leader to oppose the re-election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is not suitable by his age, by his agility, and by his corruption. Because which indigent households are you transferring funds to? And you keep multiplying fraudulent palliative schemes. You want to pump money in agriculture while you fail to tame the herdsmen terrorists ravaging agrarian communities. We should be able to assess and say this is working, this is not working. So, but too many Nigerians think they must be told even when to eat breakfast by their pastors and their imams. You have lost your intellectual endowment, endowed you by God, your reasoning faculty. Why? Don't let me talk about university teachers, members of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian universities, turned into slaves by the ASU leaders, extorting a percentage of each worker's 3% of each ASU member's monthly salary monthly, and also sitting on their allowances, getting money from government and calling it their allowances, and they should know that it's not their allowances but a bribe. Why are they not revolting? Why are they silent? How? Intellectually, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Oh my God. Jesus says, if this is done to a tree, that is with sap. What will happen to a dry to a wood, dry wood? So if intellectuals are reduced to slaves, what happens to common Nigerians? And that is what has happened. So everybody is suffering. The presidency, the legislature, the judiciary are satisfied because they are the only one that can confront the presidency. But they have compromised. They are chosen by the presidency. So, and the leaders of the academic union, the ASU leaders are also in collusion with government and the university administrators. But there should be a revolution even in the university system to say this is unacceptable, extorting a percentage, 3% of each ASU members' monthly salary and sitting on our allowance. Where is that done? People earn allowances. You go and create a fraudulent concept and using it to extort, to control, to take possession of their the sweat of their labor, the fruit of their labor. And if this is happening to intellectuals,